Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Doctor Who, Series 9, Episodes 11 and 12, which is the two-part season finale, which is Heaven Sent and Hellbent. So, um, honestly, very different episodes. I don't even know if it counts as a two-part or not, but let's just head straight into it with Heaven Sent, which is my favorite episode in the entire series of Doctor Who. I have seen over 800 episodes, not every single one, but I've seen quite a few of them, and a lot of them stand out, you know? Very great episodes of television. You have Forest of the Dead, you have Turn Left, you have The War Games, you have Inferno, you have, I don't know, Genesis of the Daleks. But this episode just stands by itself, the S tier of S tier. And it's funny because it doesn't usually follow the formula of Doctor Who. The Doctor is by himself the entire episode. Besides like two scenes, it's basically a 45-minute monologue by Peter Capaldi. Episodes follow a tried and true formula where the Doctor and his companions arrive somewhere, figure out there's a problem, solve the problem, save the day, move on to the next one. And he saves the day, but he always has people to bounce ideas off of, or you know, people to help or be helped by. And there's always villains you could defeat just by like some sciencey thing, very over the top villains. This doesn't have any of that. Doctor is completely alone. He has nobody to save, nobody to bounce ideas with except himself, which is an intriguing concept. He has no idea who he is, where he is, I mean. No told us to just get the fuck out of there. Episode before this, he watched his best friend die. Clara, I know the Doctor cares about all of his companions, but I feel like him and Clara had this special connection. And seeing her drop dead like that is traumatic in itself. But then to go straight after that, no time to grieve, into this adventure is just, it's just traumatizing. And he's haunted in this mysterious castle by this creepy ass veiled creature, and he has two options. He could give up his biggest, darkest secret, which is the hybrid, which turns out to be a bluff. Nice twist, by the way. Or he just keeps running. And as we know, the Doctor never stopped running. Like the twist where he finds out that he hasn't time traveled, he has died billions of times, is so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. And Peter Capaldi's performance, oh my god, he's incredible. Him grieving and thinking like, if I don't have Clara, why do I go on? Why can't he just lose? It's so tragic. Like, I always think Capaldi's great, but he should have won the Emmy for this one. At least be nominated, because his performance is streets ahead. And if you don't know what streets ahead means, you're streets behind. Episode takes everything you've come to expect about Doctor Who and flips it on its head. You know, the Doctor has nobody to rely on. It's just him against his greatest nightmares. I could analyze every scene by scene, but I don't have all night. This isn't only my favorite episode of Doctor Who, but it is my favorite episode in all of television. I'm not even joking. It's going to take a hard one to pass this one up. Close second place would probably be Ozymandias from Breaking Bad, or Point and Shoot from Better Call Saul. Those are really good too, but anyway. My favorite scene is, of course, the time loop. We have Maury Gold's music, Rita Talele's directing, Moffat's like poetic writing, and him living over and over again punching the wall one punch at a time. That like Shepherd's Boy poem uh, is just so, you just feel the literal epicness of the moment, and when the loop finally ends and he breaks it and it reaches this huge crescendo. I still listen to that song on Spotify regularly, like 10 years later, and I still do. It's just a triumphant moment because I think the greatest triumphs come after periods of great sorrow, and this episode was a big period of sorrow. See him finally escape his prison, his both mentally and physically, is such a great moment. And this episode is why Peter Capaldi is my favorite Doctor. Like, man, it does make you wonder what other doctors, how other doctors would have acted in this situation. I think like this episode would be a completely different episode if you had, say, Paul McGann or Sylvester McCoy or Colin Baker in it. They still would have been really good ones. It just would have been different. And I think Peter Capaldi's Doctor and his acting style really fits it. So yeah, I don't give many things A pluses, but episode 11, Heaven Sent, is an A plus. Then we have Hellbent, which is a very divisive episode. I think the most divisive episode in the entire series, which is crazy because there's a lot of divisive episodes. A lot of people like to say that the Timeless Children is a very divisive episode. But honestly, I don't know that many people who like that episode or the twist. This is a divisive episode. It's widely regarded as one of the most disappointing season finales of the entire series. It's people say like after the build-up of Heaven Sent, it makes sense that people are going to expect this massive battle scene or huge flashy finales like, say, The Big Bang or I don't know, the Journey's End, or and I think people just expected the Doctor to rain hell on Gallifrey for 60 minutes straight. But this episode didn't really do that, which is quite unexpected, I would say. Definitely undercuts it because you would think the Doctor's going to rain hell and just kill a bunch of people, but honestly, the Doctor wouldn't do that. You know, he doesn't go on this like revenge-filled rampage. He doesn't kill anybody really. I guess he shoots the general, makes him regenerate into a different body. But that's basically like giving somebody a black eye in Time Lord standards. But he actually saves someone, and I think that is why he went through all that in Heaven Sent. He didn't do it. He would have just killed himself if it was just him. But he did all that for Clara. And I think that's what people don't really understand. They think it undercuts Heaven Sent, but I think it actually like elevates it in a way. Doctor is at his most self-aware in this episode, and he is mature, I feel like, and he is able to go this entire way just to find a way to save Clara. Doctor and her have very emotional scenes in this finale, especially when they're in the cloisters, and she tells him what she feels about him. The audience doesn't get to listen to that, but I think most of us could pretty much guess what she was saying. That's like the most emotionally vulnerable Clara and the Doctor have ever been with each other, and it just shows what a long way they have come from deep breath when Clara isn't really sure if she could trust this new Doctor or not. I don't really like that it undercuts the hybrid mystery, but not really answering it. They don't really lay it out for you. You kind of have to piece it together itself, or you can listen to different theories that Maisie Williams and the Doctor have about it. It's not half Time Lord, half Dalek. It's not, a big monster. It's not half Slitheen, half Ice Royal. It's this kind of codependent, beautiful yet toxic relationship that the Doctor and Clara have. You know, they keep pushing each other and there's no one there to really check them. And people could be hurt from that. I think that's a really good twist. A lot of people don't like that twist, but I like it. Time will join this episode, and while I wish they were delved upon more, I do like how we just see how hopeless they are. After all the Doctor did for them, they still have a bone to pick with him, of course. I don't know what the fuck the Sisterhood of Khan is doing. Ohila. How did she get there? Like, what did she do? Like, what's her point? We never find out, like, why she was there, really. How much she knew beforehand. It's very strange. Rassilon is back, except unfortunately he is not played by Timothy Dalton because I think he was busy. It would have been funny to have him played by Pierce Brosnan, but I think that would have been a little bit too meta. But I love the scene where the Doctor draws a line in the sand and he's like, "Get off my planet." And also you have like his mom or something in the background. Who is that lady? Is he like his caretaker when he was younger? We don't really know. And I love that mystery that still surrounds the Doctor. For following this guy for over 800 years, surprisingly little we know about him in his time in his childhood. But I think Rassilon's incompetence yet narcissism kind of symbolizes Gallifrey's bureaucracy as a whole. I'm really interested in stuff like that. I like those Eighth Doctor audios, at least the ones I listened to before they started costing money. Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman are just fantastic in this episode, especially the scene where they are deciding which of their memories will be wiped to save them. That is such a tragic moment. How, she says she's not going to forget him, and he's like, "I don't think you have to." And he asks her to smile for him one more time. It's just so sad. It's just so beautiful. I love their chemistry. And this being the last scene they have where they know each other, I guess until the Doctor, the final episode with Capaldi, still. It's such a sad scene because you've been through them so long, Clara's been on the show for like 3 seasons now. The only one who's tied with her is Amy. And I guess Yaz, but Yaz doesn't really matter. And you think it's gonna be like, the Doctor's just gonna wipe Clara's memory. And at the time I was like, are they really just gonna repeat Donna's exit? But then they flip it, which is a nice twist, but also gut wrenching. And so, this is next season, but I still want to say, like, I love the scene in the pilot where Bill's like about to get a memory erased, and she's like, "Imagine if somebody did that to you," which shows that, like, even though Clara's gone, he still feels the pain, which is very upsetting. I know people are upset that Moffat brought Clara back to life and kind of saved her from her doom. But like I said, the Doctor went through so much to get her there. It'll be one thing if Clara died and then the Doctor brings her back like 2 seconds later, but he went through hell to do this. Like, he went through it. So I think it's earned. I was gonna do... What would have been an interesting direction is if they bring Clara back, but then she has to convince the Doctor to let her go, and then she goes back. But you still have that tragedy, but also... but then again, the Doctor did go a long way, only to get his memory broken. So you still have that tragedy of him losing his memory. There's so many layers to this, guys. But yeah, the episode kind of ends with the Doctor, telling a story to Clara, who at the beginning you're like, okay, is this like an echo of Clara from the name of the Doctor? But no, it's the real Clara, and the Doctor forgot about her. And I like the scene where he plays the guitar. You get this very meta moment where he plays Clara's theme. And she says, how memories become stories in the end after you forget them. Some of them become songs. That is such a deep quote. Moffat always hits you with the most emotional quotes possible. He's like a modern day, I don't know, insult favorite writer here. But he is known for his tragic but beautiful quotes, and I think that's a great quote. And the Doctor leaves, and him and Clara and I guess Maisie Williams go their separate ways. and she literally becomes the Doctor at the end. She can't die until she chooses to. She has a TARDIS. It looks like a dino now, which I think that she came to visit. That's the same dino from The Impossible Astronaut. She just wanted to visit to say hi to a friend again, even if it's from a distance, which is beautiful, by the way. But yeah, she completes her arc. She tried a whole 2 seasons to try to be the Doctor, and she literally is. So it's very bittersweet that he can't be there to see that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I love these episodes, especially Heaven Sent. Let me know what you guys thought of them down in the comments below, and I will see you next time with my review of The Husbands of Evil Song, another gut punch. Till then, peace.